Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. You're watching not a Tolly review. My name is Hriday Ranjan. This week's movie is Jaanu, directed by C. Prem Kumar, starring Samantha Akkineni and Sharwanand. As a reviewer, how does one review a film without being affected or biased by the original film? How does one review a film that is a frame-by-frame remake, a remake as faithful to its original as Lord Rama himself? Moreover, as the filmmaker, as the director, how do you remake a film that won near universal acclaim from fans and critics? A film that is still fresh in the minds of the viewers. In case of director C. Prem Kumar, he chose to remake the film as close to the original 96 in Tamil. Jaanu tells the story of Ram, who is a travel photographer, who meets his childhood sweetheart Jaanu after many years at a school reunion. What follows is a film that takes place over one night in the style of Richard Linklater's Before Sunset After Sunrise series. It is the story of Ram and Janaki, and there is no Ravana involved. To director C. Prem Kumar's credit, he does not simplify or dumb down the film for Telugu audiences. Neither does he amp up the emotions or simplify the nuances of the film. For example, we are never shown why Ram wears a tabiz around his neck. It is left for you to create a story around. The other thing that the director does really well is that he does not reduce the classiness of the original. If you've seen Telugu remakes of recent films like Jigar Thanda, you'll know what I mean. Here, the filmmakers do not take 96 and make it a 69. So how does the film differ from its original? This is where the dialogues by Mirchi Kiran come into the picture. Without reaching for low-hanging fruits that are below the belt, he brings a nice touch of nativity and humor into the dialogues. Take for example the scenes featuring Vennela Kishore or the nice little cameo by Tanikila Bharani. The only bit of localization that did not work for me were the scenes involving Raghu Babu as the school guard. Perhaps somebody with subtler emotions could have worked better for that scene. Govind Vasanta's music, much like the original, is the undercurrent of the film. In a film that is dependent largely on the performances of its leads to sail through the second half, his score walks a thin line between the familiar and the unknown. Take for example the first song, The Life of Ram, which when it begins is its own beast, but when it meets the original, it's like a beautiful EDM track dropping its beat. Since the screenplay and cinematography are 96% similar to the original, we are left with no option but to view the film through the prism of its performances. Sharwanand brings in a certain world weariness to his performance. Take for example the scene where the lead's hands touch for the first time. It is brave enough to attempt the role, and it is even more commendable that he manages to hold his own even when pitted against Samantha. Which then brings us to Samantha Akkineni, who has been enjoying a Kohli-like purple patch over the last few years. I felt a sense of joy and relief when she walked into the film. Now I consider myself a fairly unemotional person, but even I felt some dust in my eyes in the scenes where she breaks down. Samantha grabs the film by its collar and makes the performance her own. My only little grudge with the film though was in the dubbing. Now Chinmay has been the voice for Samantha for over a decade, but it is in some scenes that the dubbing reeks of a little inconsistency. It works for most of the film, but in the scenes where the ice has been broken and the characters are comfortable with each other, it seems a little inconsistent. It's a little sad that the top actress of our times does not get to dub in her own voice. Also, the screenplay begins to lag in the second half, and you wish that the film was a few minutes shorter. Another thought that struck me while watching the film is that a story like this will never be possible in the present generation. In a world constantly connected through mobile phones and the internet, it is highly improbable that you would ever lose touch with somebody. However, keeping this nitpicking aside, this is a kind of film that requires two reviews. One, if you've seen the original, and the second, if you haven't. Rarely do films do justice to their original, and Jaanu is a beautiful, tender film that stands out amidst the mindfuck bloodfests that release every Friday.
సంతోష్, శాలిని ఇక్కడే ఉంది. ఈరోజు ఎలాగైనా చెప్పు. ఏమైందా? చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి నీకేదో చెప్పుదామని తన 10th క్లాస్ బోర్డ్ ఎగ్జామ్లో కూడా తన రూల్ నెంబర్ బదులు నీ పేరు రాసి ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయాడు. శాలిని, సంతోష్ చెప్పు, వచ్చింది.
చెప్పు సంతోష్, చెప్పు.
Shalini, for more such interesting videos, please subscribe to Film Companion South by pressing the bell icon.